Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beyond the Horizons, the final Beyond the Horizons of the season. First off, in case you missed it, we just dropped a bombshell of an announcement with EWTV and Rough Cut Network officially partnered, and I can promise you right now there are big things in the works with that partnership. But let's go back to Beyond the Horizons right now. I want to talk to a man who we haven't seen since Catch Point, a man who has kind of gone dark for a little bit, but he is here and we're here to see what he has in store for next season. Please welcome back the Toronto Wolverine, CG.
Hello there, Travis. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It really has. The last time we've seen you, turned your back on Zach Sanchez, and not only that, you challenged him for the high-speed championship. You were unsuccessful though, and you went dark after that. Can you explain to us where you've been?
I've been just thinking to myself on what I did, what I have done wrong, and where I could possibly go into the future. It's nothing really special. I've been thinking, and I've been practicing all types of maneuvers here and there, but the general brief thing is that I just wanted to explore outside of wrestling and see what I could do, just on a little break I could do outside of wrestling.
Well, it seems like you're ready to be back in the ring, but another thing that I kind of wanted to know is, since you're here, like, since you are back, what does that mean for next season? What can we expect from you for season 3 and possibly even the off season?
The main thing that happened to me during season 2 is that I showed a lot of vulnerability. I showed myself that I didn't live up to my limits, and I want to change that. I made a lot of promises, I made a lot of threats, I made a lot of just things I couldn't keep, but I'm changing that come season 3. And come season 3, there's only one thing that's going to stand out for me, and that's non-stop aggression. That's a pure desperation.
Well, CG, before we send you off, CG, is there anything that you wanted to say before we let you go?
Just know that just because I've gotten silent doesn't mean I'm dead yet. Because at the end of the day, I'm still not a forgotten name. People just choose to forget me. That's a critical mistake. Have a good night, Travis.
Well, CG, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight was a night full of surprises. We have seen men like Adam Richards coming back, Jade Jackson returning. We also saw plenty and plenty of other surprises, but probably one of the biggest surprises of the night was Zach Sanchez not coming alone, bringing in some backup in the form of, I'm very happy to say this, the newly signed Bravo 6. Crazy J, Liam Mercer, welcome to Access Wrestling. And I just need to know, how did this all come together?
Mercer, care to answer?
No.
No? Jay?
I don't think they really need to know the reason why we're here. All they need to know so far is that we are here. There's a lot of things that we have planned going forward.
See, you know what? I'm in a mood tonight. You see, Jay and I, we've been sitting back here. We've been waiting our turn. Yada, yada, yada. We should have been here a year ago. But plans always change. Things always have a way of changing. But when you made a match to put our boy Zach by himself, you think that's gonna fly? You think that's gonna be okay? Absolutely not. This is why we tell everybody, watch your six, because we're always around. We're always there. This goes for the house. This goes for Rob Kamen. You hold gold here in any shape or form. Watch your six. That is your only warning. Because if you make the mistake, you don't have those eyes on the back of your head. Many of you know me very well, and I will take advantage of it.
Any other questions?
Well, of course, Zach, I mean, I know this might not be something you want to talk about, but it's something that I know a lot of people were definitely upset about when it happened. You guys taking advantage and gaining a count-out victory over Infamous Anarchy. Oh, what was even going through your mind at that point? Why did you not decide to just get a pinfall victory or a submission victory?
No, I think the only answer to that is boo fucking who? Who gives a damn? A win is a win. They weren't good enough to hang with us in the ring. They couldn't beat us in any way, shape, or form. So if anyone has any complaints on how the job was done, rather than pay attention that the job was done to begin with, then guess what? They can just simply confront us in person, and they can get a personal answer from us from however we see fit. But until that happens, which I highly doubt that it's ever going to, all people are good for nowadays is just bitching and moaning. So, what a lot of people can do is, they can shut the fuck up, they can sit back if they don't want the smoke, or, just like Infamous Anarchy tonight, they can get their ass whipped.
You want to know the last thing Payne heard before that bell rang? You want to know the last thing that I said to him before his team realized they lost? I said, fuck you, Payne. Plain and simple. Because it doesn't matter how we win. All that matters is that we win. Payne made the mistake of being in Bravo 6 territory. His mistake. He didn't watch his six. Jay Jones, you wanna come out, try and start some shit with Zach? Well, you better hope you bring some friends with you, because Zach's not gonna be alone.
Well, actually, I was going to lead into the next question I was going to ask. Obviously, after the matchup, everybody went ballistic once they heard Jay Jones's theme, and it seemed like he didn't necessarily give an answer to his challenge of wanting to fight you for the High Speed Championship. As far as we know, there is no contenders at the moment for you, so have you given it some thought about putting your title on the line against Jay Jones?
Well, first of all, I didn't give an answer because our victory celebration was really interrupted. I'm not gonna lie. You see, hearing the booing, having a good win, and just for you to come out and expect me to pull an answer right away? Fuck you. Who the fuck do you think you are to have any demand right away after, having a very tough match? But let's have a chat. Is he here?
I think he is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
So you want a shot for my high speed championship, don't you?
I mean, it's pretty simple that a couple months ago you actually called me out for your title.
You know what? I did. I absolutely did. But unfortunately for you, you didn't accept the challenge right away. Because at the time, before these guys came in, I wanted to see what your skills were. I wanted to see how you were once we went one-on-one with each other, because I knew for a fact that when it's me and you go in that ring, I know that we could have had one hell of a match. But since now that you've asked me, you're asking me now, because let's face the facts, Jay Jones. You want to face me now because right now you have completely nothing right now. And you think just by holding my title thinks that it's going to make you on top of the world all over again? No. Because you know what I see now in Jay Jones? I see a fucking failure who thinks that he can give hope to everyone, but truly just shows false hope. I see this guy who always makes it close, but never makes it that far. I see a guy who does not have the heart. And whenever he's not doing it right, it's all about questioning, what am I doing wrong? So, Jay, tell me why do you want a freaking shot at my title? Why should I give this title shot to you?
No. I think what you said about me is actually kind of true. What you said about me is true. I am a failure. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm a failure because I now haven't got the chance to reclaim my Ace of Axis World Championship against Fundell. I'm a failure for letting that cash in happen while I was still hurt. I'm a failure of my family. Yeah, my friends in this business, and one thing you said about me being a failure. You're right. One thing for sure. I have heart. None of these people have heart like I do. No matter how much I do for this business and this Axis wrestling, I always prove myself to probably be one of the best professional wrestlers here in this business. And you're right, we could have had a high-speed champion a long time ago, but I was busy dealing with Fundell's bullshit. Since right now, he lost the Ace of Axis Championship against Rob Kamen, I come out interrupting your victory. I don't know what contenders left. There's only one man that brings hope. That's me. But if you don't want to face me, it's fine. Because maybe I can get the shot at season 3. I'm not going to wait that long. I want you at World War X, December 18 or 19, I don't care that you got Bravo 6 by your side. I battled those two before. I always have scars in my body. You cannot break me down, Zach. Matter of fact, you cannot keep me down. And you know it. The whole world knows it. Hell, when Travis Marks knows it. Here's the thing. Are you gonna accept the challenge? Or you're not going to?
That shit was so whack, it didn't even make me get a tear, let me tell you guys. Either way, fine. Challenge accepted. But there was a man that once said, the one true thing they like to see a hero do is fail, turning their backs on them. And Jay Jones, let me tell you, you're not the hero that everyone hoped for to take this title off my shoulder.
You have Warrior X.
Well, I guess it's probably safe to say that it is now official. Jay Jones taking on Zach Sanchez. Day 1 of World War X for the High Speed Championship. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a little different kind of segment here, and I'm personally excited for this because this man, he's been with Axis for a while, not as a roster member, but as a supporter, and I feel, you know what, we're having a great time tonight, and why not? He hasn't been on Beyond the Horizons, and we're gonna let him on Beyond the Horizons. We're gonna talk about World War X. We're gonna talk about the finale tonight. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Richie Rich.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy Richie Rich, the double R superstar, the black diamond of, I guess, for the night. How's everyone doing?
How's it going, Richie? So, obviously, tonight was a very crazy night. From some of the best matches we have ever seen all season to some of the biggest surprises we've seen ever in Axis. And as a matter of fact, why don't we talk about some of those surprises? I mean, we just heard about them right now. We just heard about the match that was just made between Jay Jones and Zach Sanchez. What are you thinking about that? Who do you got for that?
Oh, man. Watcher 6 is not just a meaning, it is actually, well, I would want to say a warning shot, if you will, but I want to run down a list of what I got on my little spreadsheet here. We got GVC returns, Adam Rich's returns, fucking Bravo 6. I just talked about how Zach Sanchez is dangerous when he's alone. I have fought that man. He is dangerous when he's alone, but when he has two of the very best at their game on his side, man, you don't underestimate Bravo 6, I'm telling you. But we've also had Rob Heyman becoming the two-time Ace of Axis champion. Let me tell you, I jumped for joy for that man. I was in the crowd. Like, let me tell you something. I bought a ticket. I was in the crowd. I was ecstatic for that. And let me tell you, APH versus Townsend, them two motherfuckers tore the house down.
Oh, but we cannot forget about what we saw at the end of that match. Jade Jackson making her presence felt not only to APH, but also to one half of the house, Noah Anderson. But after that, you know, Jade Jackson played around the rules a little bit. She was banned from ringside during the match. Clearly, nobody said anything about after the match, and she took advantage of that. And you know what? In my opinion, that's fair. But there was just a lot of stuff, especially with Rob Kamen. We're going to be interviewing Rob later on tonight. But before that, I actually do have an announcement, because even though Fidel De La Rosa did lose the championship because he successfully defended it, he does have a rematch, but he's going to have to wait on that for a little bit because he's got a big opportunity. Because I just learned from Axis officials and of course Don Frost, who we will also be hearing from later, that Fidel De La Rosa will be in the triple threat match for the EWTB Championship at World War X as the Axis challenger. We don't know who the LGF challenger is, but we know 2/3 of the field now. It'll be the champ Joey Steen defending against Fidel De La Rosa and whoever LGF decides to put in that matchup. Personally, I'm okay with that. Fidel has proven himself all season long, and I feel that this is very well deserved. If he didn't get the chance to go against Mr. Blackson, he still proved himself. He still deserves a spot on World War X. So I feel going for that EWTB championship, it's pretty fitting for him.
Man, all I gotta say is that pay-per-view, it's already looked in stat. Like, if I may, I'm already gonna get my tickets right now. After this one show, man, I'm already gonna get my tickets right now, baby. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, day one, we got exclusive company matches. We got 5 LGF matches, 5 Axis matches. We already got some of the Axis matches confirmed. Rob came in defending against Mr. Blackson. We also have Zach Sanchez taking on Jay Jones for the High Speed Championship. We have Jay Jackson versus APH in Purge Rules. And of course, can't forget about day 2. Company Warfare. Axis versus LGF. And especially the main event, the World War X Gauntlet. Tonight left everybody talking, especially about the return of a man we have not seen in 2 to 3 years. Gorilla Von Cruz, GVC, is back, and he is basically put everybody on notice. And in my opinion, I feel he's going to be a heavy fan favorite to win this matchup.
The amount of people that were jumping for joy when he came back. I was... The guy next to me was crying for tears, man. I was shocked.
Amanda, honestly, I don't think anybody ever thought he would ever come back to a wrestling ring. And he's actually back. It's actually happening. But the question I want to ask, who do you think is going to win World War X? We got 11 incredible competitors in this matchup. Who do you think is going to prevail?
Man, I tell you what, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to pick out who's going to win that match. But what I'm all about is the carnage. What I'm all about is seeing motherfuckers go over the top rope, hitting the floor, and fighting on the outside. I know it may not be.
It ain't that way. It ain't that kind of rumble. You gotta win. You get eliminated by pinfall, submission, DQ, or death. Don't worry about that last part. Don't worry about it. Don't question it. Do not question it. And the last 2, it becomes a no disqualification match. Disqualification, that's something that's gonna play a factor. You don't believe me? We had 2 disqualifications happening in the last gauntlet. You got to be very, very careful about that. But when it's the last 2, all rules are thrown out the window right there. No DQ, anything goes. The winner gets a EWTB title match whenever and wherever they want. Basically, it's a high stakes match, and the 11 competitors that are gonna be in it, it's gonna be probably one of the best matches of the show.
All I can say, bell to bell is going to be high stakes. No matter how many men are in that match, it's going to be high stakes. You got to keep your head on a swivel. And if I can take a quote from Bravo 6, watch your 6, because every single man is going to be going at each other at the same time. It's not going to be 1-on-1. It could be 3-on-1, 2-on-2. Hell, it could be 10 guys on one. Who knows what can happen in that match? And I am ready for it. I'm not in that match, but I sure as hell got goosebumps already for that match.
Well, another match that's going to be happening at World War X, and this is going to segue into who's going to be showing up next. This was made after, oh my god, a long segment that got pretty damn personal, pretty damn quick. Christian Blake takes on Don Frost at World War X. Of course, we have the owner, Don Frost. We have the owner, Don Frost, here. You know, I'm not very good with interviewing the boss. Richie, would you mind taking control of this?
Me? Okay.
It's up to you, man. If you don't want to, that's totally fine.
Well, I'll do my best with, asking the questions. Here we go.
It's up to you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Richie Rich here. I'm the interviewer here in Axis Wrestling, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, maybe not the myth, but the legend himself, the owner of this great company, Don Frost. Don, how you doing?
I would say doing pretty well, but after tonight, honestly kind of pissed off.
Oh, care to explain?
I mean, you saw what was said out there. You saw me standing right across the ring from CB. Christian Blake, a man that I not only fired, but I banned from this arena. And I said if he ever stepped foot in an Axis arena again, I would get him arrested. And you know what he does? He doesn't care. He comes back wearing a mask and all, trying to hide his identity. We all see through it, buddy. And then he had the audacity to go out there and talk about my wife, talk about my kid, talk about everything, how I'm the reason that Axis has gone to shit. But you saw what happened tonight. I was here and everybody is talking about Night City Madness, Blake. So what does that really truly say? Am I the reason that nobody's talking about this? Or am I the reason that this company has gone sky high? Hell, I don't even say I'm the reason. I give all the credit to all the incredible people on the roster. You saw what everybody was capable of doing. They put on a hell of a show, and you didn't even need to be there. A second.
Damn it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we're back.
Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties. Production in the truck. You know how it is. So, but
Yeah,
boss,
technical difficulties. You can hear me, right?
yes, loud and clear.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay. So where did you last hear me?
I asked the question of, since
Okay,
he
yeah,
came to the ring.
Yeah. Am I gonna do anything about it? Surprisingly, no. Because I gave him what I knew he wanted: a match at World War X, and it's going to be against me. But here's the thing: he's not going to be facing Don Frost, the owner. he's going to be facing Don Frost, the wrestler. And what I mean by that, I'm not the guy that's sitting behind the desk making sure that order is maintained in the company. No, I'm gonna be the guy that you've seen in LGF becoming the longest reigning junior heavyweight champion, the greatest junior heavyweight champion of all time. That's the guy that you're going to be seeing. You're gonna be seeing the guy that goes in, kicks some ass, and leaves. You're going to be seeing the guy that does not give a damn who you are. If you're in my way, I'm going to go right through you. Christian, you want to bring up my wife, you want to bring up my family, go right ahead. Because at least Joyce has done way more in her career than you will ever do. I'm going to be the reason that you will never be seen in Axis again. You want to keep on trying to cause a scene, try and invade the company, try and get involved every single moment you can. So now here's your opportunity. Here's your 15 minutes of fame, buddy. Because of World War X, I'm going to cut you down from that high horse that you keep trying to put yourself on. So, that being said, Richie, you got anything else to ask me?
Well, none at all, sir. I guess, if I may, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first. The owner, Don Frost, it will be in ring action against Christian Blake at World War X. So, tune in here, I guess.
Hey, you did pretty good, well, Richie. I'll take it back from here, because before we get to Mr. Rob came in, there was actually somebody else that I wanted to bring on, and I know a lot of people were excited to be seeing him tonight. He is going to be a part of the World War X Gauntlet, but I'm pretty sure he has a little bit more on his mind than the World War X Gauntlet after he was attacked earlier tonight by Christian Blake. Let's bring in Jay Mamba. Mamba, how you feeling right now, man?
I feel like I want to kick Christian Blake's ass, but I know Don is taking care of that. Christian. I don't understand what you have against me. Ever since back in OPF when we first had a match, we had a tie. I thought that I respected you, but you morphed into this self-centered man, and you've been obsessed with Don Frost ever since he beat you twice. And it really disappoints me, you know. He's a really promising talent, and he's really just misguided by the people he surrounds himself with. Now, if he wasn't already scheduled for a match with Don Frost, best believe, kick his ass at World War X. But again, I can't do that. So, as you know, I'm hurt, but I don't really care. Medically cleared my ass. I'm ready to fight whenever, as always. I'm the Ironheart. I will never die. I hope all of your life.
Well, as far as I know, you were only not medically cleared for tonight, but you should be medically cleared for World War X. And actually, let's talk about World War X. You were one of the 5 men confirmed by the LGF side to be a part of this grueling gauntlet. You've heard the rules. 2 competitors start out. Every 3 minutes, a new competitor enters. You can only get eliminated by pinfall, submission, DQ, or death. Don't worry about that. And if you win, you get an EWTB championship match whenever, wherever you want. And you've seen the list of names in that match. You got the previous winner, Chandler Finch. You got the LGF World Heavyweight Champion, Zach Wolski. You have former Ace of Axis, Gustav Volz. You have Matsuda Tanaka, an old foe of yours. Hell, you even have the returning GVC. How are you feeling going into this matchup with such a big lineup? Mamba, you there? Can any of you guys hear me?
Good.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Alright, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, Mamba, you back?
Yes.
Okay.
What were you saying?
With such a big lineup of names, how are you feeling about all of this?
You know, I'm just gonna run down name by name from what I remember. Jeremy Barmore, really tough dude. He's a really great guy, and you know, I honestly think that he's the dark horse of the match. He really has a great chance of winning.
Well, he is the workhorse. Okay, yeah, I'll shut up. That was a really bad pun. I'm sorry.
Dang it, Don.
I'm Travis. Don left.
Oh, god dang it, Travis.
I know our voices sound familiar, man, but come on. I look different.
Los Santos, Sven's in the match, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Sven,
Reppin' Blood Money Inc.
short and sweet. He made me bleed so much that I saw red for the rest of the day. It's been a long time since I fought him, to be honest. So I'm honestly looking forward to it. Tanaka. Yeah.
Old foe of yours.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're 3-1 as in one-on-one competition, but then again, this is luck of the draw still. So, as well as I know, we might be put in 1 and 2. He might be number 1 and I'm number 11, or it could be the other way around. We never know.
Then there's, of course, the World Heavyweight Champion, Zach Wolski. Probably one of the most unexpected entries in this.
I am scared of Wolski in this match. He has one of the most brutal right hands in all of wrestling. I don't know my chances against him. I've never fought him before. Never really even talked to him before, but he's a really interesting guy. Excited. Who else was on the other side? Yeah, Stalker.
We have Stalker. We have Gustav Volz.
Oh, Gustav. He's really grown since the last time I fought him. He's not the same guy that I beat for the high speed title. Well, not for to defend. Yeah.
Hell, he's one of the only men that has ever defeated Rob Kamen.
I mean, he ended that long reign. He's really stepped up throughout season 2, and I'm excited to see what he's got now. As I said, Stalker, love you. Again, one of the favorites in the match for me. Honestly, one of the best wrestlers I know. So, and I've never beaten him, which is really concerning for my chances. So I think Stalker is probably the most dangerous in the match, other than a guy that I'm gonna get to soon. Who else was in the match?
Kyle Young,
I'm
payday
Oh, yeah.
case holder for the tag team titles.
Yeah, I'm excited. Me and Kyle have had a lot of back and forth back in GTT, and we've really had a lot of big matches. So
Yeah, Kyle
honestly,
is
I
definitely
don't
not somebody
see him-
you want to be sleeping on.
I don't see him winning, but I see him getting a lot of eliminations.
Somebody else that I know you have quite a bit of experience with as well, the Deluxe Dave Henderson.
Yeah, Dave. I wasn't excited when I figured that I had to fight him first time. Dave, one of my best friends. But I'm excited, and if I get eliminated by anybody, I want it to be him, because I want him to win if it's not me. So, yeah, and I'm still running up. I know the unsigned one.
Probably somebody who is definitely a fan favorite for this one because he won last year's World War X Gauntlet, Chandler
yeah.
Finch.
Keep it short, because I really want to talk about the unsigned guy. Really dangerous when it comes to this match type. He won last year, as you said, representing Ammo.
Had
Watch
quite
Ammo.
a few eliminations as well.
Yeah, but he probably knows the matchup the most out of everybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure Barman was in it last year too, but I would say that Finch was in there longer than him, so I feel like he knows the ins and outs of the matchup the most.
Yeah,
And
Finch has experience.
And finally, Gorilla Vanquers. I wish I could say something good about him, but I don't know him at all.
I've seen him before. I can tell you right now, GBC, he's a multi-time champion. He has been one of the best powerhouses that anybody has ever seen, and he hasn't been in a wrestling ring for around 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. Well, it's an honor to be able to fighting such a legend. I was friends with many of mine, so I'm gonna set myself a goal. I don't want to win per se, but my goal is to pin Gorilla Vanquers. That's my goal. If it doesn't happen, so be it.
You've pulled off big feats before. Who's to say that you couldn't do this?
I mean, again, I'm gonna have to do a lot of studying because I know everybody except him. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of studying for him more than everybody else in the match. So, and if anybody else that's in the match is watching, good luck. You all deserve it. I know I'm being really out of character here, which is the point. But you all cool. You all great. Give it your best effort. December, like in 2 weeks. And yeah, before I go, I want to say a few things. Don, please, for the love of God, be Christian Blake. Secondly, shout out Ammo, shout out LGF, shout out Rough Cut, shout out EWTV. And yeah, I'm out. Good night, homie.
Mamba, best of luck to you in the gauntlet. Another man who just joined, who I do want to get to as well, who was also just announced for the World War X gauntlet, Gustav Volts. Once again, his coach, his translator, Ethan Gates. Ethan, Gustav has had quite a roller coaster of a season, and now it's ending off with him being confirmed as one of the 11 men joining such a stacked lineup, being a part of the World War X Gauntlet match for the opportunity to gain an EWTV Championship match whenever, wherever. What's his thoughts going into this matchup? Like, has he had to change anything at all? Has he had to do more studying, do more training, or like what's his mindset at the moment?
Well, he has undergone more training. He actually plans on bringing few new moves to his arsenal for that gauntlet. Because realistically, he's actually planning on winning this one, since he actually didn't do that well in reclaiming that Ace of Access championship. So this could actually be a big opportunity for him, and he's actually looking forward to showing everyone the new tricks he's got.
Well, he's seen the competitors that is going to be in this. You know, you got men like Matsuda, Stalker, Finch, Mamba, GBC. Is there any name in that list that stood out to Gustav the most?
Well, I mean, he's never got. There's actually a good deal of names that he actually looks forward to working with, like Matsuda, GBC. Like, it's actually been a while since I've last seen GBC.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's been about 2-3 years since GBC has ever been in a wrestling ring. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that are excited to see him back, but then again, I'm pretty sure there's also a lot of people that are wondering if he still got it. You know, you got a whole new generation of stars, Gustav being one of them. And Gustav, I've said before, he could be the dark horse in this matchup. He's kind of been seen as the guy that people overlook often, and he's always made people recognize him. He's been underrated almost all of his career here, and look what happened. He was one of the only men to ever defeat Rob Kamen in Axis. That's not something that many people here at Axis could be able to hold. Not many people are able to say that. Gustav was one of the very few, and he became Ace of Axis. Granted, it was only for a day, unfortunately, with the cash in, but he still won it. He showed that he could do it again. But right now, obviously, he's got World War X to worry about now. Is there anything else that's been going through his head about this?
Well, like I said, the loss he suffered, on his second chance at getting that title back, like, they kind of affect him a bit, but it mainly did more of a positive change. Like, he wants to actually maybe pick up some new submission tricks.
It is still taking a while. Okay, we're good. We're back. Okay. Sorry about that. Internet dropped again. Well, not necessarily fully dropped, but either way, we're back. So back to what you were saying, Ethan.
Do you want me to say what I was?
Yeah, just go off of what you were saying before.
All right. Well, Gustav wanted to actually learn a bit of my submission techniques, so I actually decided to actually train him in one of the few submission moves that I actually could pick up a lot of wins with, and actually maybe the big name I actually am now. So, and he's hoping that with this he might actually be able to walk away with the win in the gauntlet. I mean, we'll still see how he does, but like I said, the new training should be able to help him out. And also, I know that he was a little upset about losing to Del La Rosa for the Ace of Texas Championship, but instead he decided to train in, the way of submissions that I'm usually well known for.
Well, best of luck to Gustav. I know it's going to be a very tough road ahead of him. Got around 3 weeks to prepare. That's definitely plenty of time to be able to study up on his opponents, train properly as much as he can, and overall just get ready for what's probably going to be the biggest match of his career so far. So, best of luck to Gustav.
Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if he does want to say something, there was a lot that went on with his matchup against Townsend. Most notably, the involvement of his World War X opponent, Jade Jackson. So, please welcome the almighty Kingpin, Angel Perkins Harris. If he does want to talk, they can.
I'm here.
So, look,
by the way, you forgot to, again, can't believe you keep forgetting this, you forgot to call me the actual title. So let's do this again.
Oh my
It is
God.
not just the almighty Kingpin, it is also the almighty world's heavyweight
Jesus Christ.
Before you even get to answer or ask me questions, I gotta say this. People said in the commentary booth, including you, that because APH couldn't get the job done and win a title, he had to get one of his own.
That's how I saw it.
Here's the problem. Of course you see it that way, Travis. You're naive. You're forgetting to realize the bigger picture. You forgot to realize what actually happened. Like when Psycho Jade decided to interfere in my match, I had Tristan Silva beaten. Jade comes in, causes a disqualification, and Silva escapes. Funny thing is, win or lose that title match, which I was going to win regardless, this was the game plan. Replacing the Titan Championship with the almighty world's heavyweight title. And I ask you, Travis, where's Tristan? Where is he? Was he in the arena tonight? I don't know. What's going on?
No, he's going to be defending the Titans Championship at World War X, but as for today, he got to spend time at home with his family, got to relax, he was given the day off.
Conveniently. After escaping me, he gets a day off. Well, I had to wrestle day after Thanksgiving. Just my family don't need shit to do it. But we're not gonna go that road. What were you gonna ask, Travis?
Of course, with what happened with your match against Townsend, you really seemed a bit too focused at the end on what was happening backstage between Noah Anderson and Jade Jackson.
Of course. Of course. See, this is where the disconnect begins. You see, last time one of my boys got jumped, I was told that I left them in the ring to get taken out like a coward. Now I have actual care for my boy's safety. I look concerned. I look scared for their well-being because a madman, or madwoman in this case, decides she wants to take her anger on innocent men. And now I'm too focused. Well, what is it? What do you want me to do?
Okay.
Do you want me to care?
Okay,
Do you want me to not care at all? You gotta listen.
Here's
Hey,
my
listen. I
question.
wouldn't
Wait,
be
that wasn't
happy if you would be like that if you were consistent.
that
I'd be more than
that actually wasn't my question. My question is, Jade Jackson in your head?
Is she in my head? On the contrary, my friends, I'm in hers. She doesn't know it. I like playing this game. I'm a puppet on a string. She's just being taken for a joyride at her expense, by the way. See, I didn't want this match, but now that she gave it to me, now that I got it forced upon me, it's actually a blessing in disguise. The demon inside of Jade Jackson needs to be eradicated once and for all. I know that more than anybody. I know the real Jade. I know the sister that I grew with. This demon that's running around that you claim is in my head, quite honestly, she's not. I look at it and I'm like, she's literally having a fit on the smallest of things. It's like, I mentioned her daughter. Again. Because I can. And because she's my niece. I have every right to mention my niece. What does she do? She goes on a tirade. She starts attacking people. No, it's fine, by the way. In case you were wondering. She decided to chokeslam me after the match was over. She's not in my head. I'm in hers. Any little tactic that I use, bang, she snaps. She can't control herself. It's sad while you look at it, but in all honesty, it is what it is. She's too weak-minded to be in somebody's head. That's all there is to it. Any more questions, Travis?
Are you concerned at all about the Purge rules stipulation with Jade Jackson? Because when that match was made, he seemed really concerned.
Am I concerned? Okay. Let me introduce everyone to the three faces of it. The Kingpin isn't concerned. The Antichrist laughs in her face when she mentions Purge rules. And walking Armageddon, he's terrified. Well, not because of magic. What she would do, what would happen if I chose to bring him up and I ended her career. That's not what I want tonight. That's not what I wanted her. That's not what I wanted Wolrex. I want to free my sister, because it's clear that she's possessed by something. I mean, she never wanted to fight me before, yet all of a sudden now she turns around and now she wants to pick a fight.
I mean, she has been making a lot of references to her psychotic monster.
That monster is making her weak. And it's a sad thing to see. I don't want to see my sister look like this or act like this, because this is not who she is. So, if she's that weakened to the point where this monster has taken over her, then I'll just have to beat her so badly the monster leaves. If she ends up crippled in the process, collateral damage. So yeah, I see it. Any more questions? Are you even gonna mention my opponent for the one shot? A very good mention of it. Are you even gonna mention it?
Well, you did call out Zeke Salazar for one shot. Now, I'm personally not too very familiar with him. Why don't you explain to everybody who he is?
The monster from Denver, Colorado. One of my closest friends for 3 years. I made a post yesterday basically saying him alongside Jay Knight, Jonathan Reed, and the rest of the boys, we came up together. We were originals back in World Pro Wrestling back in 2019. We were gladiators. We were best friends, and we still are to this day. Zeke is one of those quiet, jolly giants. He's not like me. He doesn't have that edge. I don't care about people's feelings. I don't care if people like me or not. He does. But the thing is, his compassion, replace that with his rage, and he is a monster. I mean, look at him in GTT. He's a monster. He's currently their champion. Look at him in WPW. He's my current event champion. Zeke Salazar, on his best day, is one of the best big men in the business and the best kept secret this professional wrestling industry has known. So when he meets me at One Shot, you boys are gonna see, quite frankly, one of the best matches you can ever see. But there's one flaw in Zeke's game. His compassion. His willingness to not go for the kill. See, he's more or less complacent. He doesn't like to go and end the match by any means necessary. I am. That is the one thing that's going to separate me from him. That's going to be the one thing that causes him to fall. Just like Jade. I have an edge about me that no one else in this business has. That's why I picked you. I want to bring that edge out of him. So then, I just gotta beat it out of somebody else. And unfortunately, it's Jade. Now, Travis, any more questions before I make my final statement?
No, go right ahead.
Good boy. Get my name. I look at the brand new landscape of Axis, right? And I look around. And I notice there's a lot of changes coming in. A lot of new stars on the horizon. We just saw GVC come back. Is he officially unretired? We may never know. We just saw Bravo 6 make their appearance. Zach Sanchez got a couple of boys with him. Jack Brooks making waves, as he should, on the New Horizon Gauntlet. Now has a title opportunity coming his way. The Ace of Axis title is as compelling as can be. High speed, Zach Sanchez holding it down. Tristan Silva doing his best to try to make the Titans Championship relevant, but not willing to fight every night of the week like I do. And then you got the tag titles held by my boys. What I'm basically saying is this. I look around at the landscape of Axis and there's something that's glaringly obvious. Nobody in this company is better than me. Nobody in this company is more important than me. You can claim that you are just because of what title you held in the past or what title you hold currently, but I hold the most prestigious gold in this business. And that's the one gold nobody can ever take from me. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna go after the Ace of Axis Championship once the season begins. It's a pretty fair warning. By the time next season rolls around, like it or not, the house will procure every championship in this company. Notice I said in this company, Travis. I also mean Artemis. It's me, Danny, Noah. We're searching. We noticed her in this division. We got somebody in our sights. Next season, she'll make herself known. And then we'll truly rule the world. Now, I'm gonna go in my jet, and I'm gonna enjoy my night. One more thing. Never bet against the almighty Kingpin. Have a good night, kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time for the moment we've all been waiting for, the special sit-down interview with the one and only first ever two-time Ace of Axis. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sit-down interview. This might be a quick one, this might be a long one, who knows. Either way, I'm joined alongside the one and only diehard Rob Kamen, the first ever two-time Ace of Axis. Rob, how are you feeling right now, man? You must be on cloud 9. Is it doing it again? Rob, you there?
We can still hear you, by the way, if you're thinking about that.
Okay. I think we might be having some mic issues with Rob, because I cannot hear him right now. All right, we're gonna try and make sure that Rob's mic's good. Trying to get everything all set. Is it working? Rob, try and check your actual mic, because maybe that might be muted and not like on Discord. I've had that happen to me before, where like you have your mic physically muted. He's not deafened, he's not muted, he's not server deafened or muted, so I don't know what the issue is at the moment. Alright, we're gonna try one more time. If it doesn't work, then we're probably just gonna have to end it right there. Rob, if it's not working, try and check Discord as well. Like, try and check the actual settings, because maybe your mic might not be actually connected through there. Like I said, if we're not able to, then we'll just send it right here. We'll just run down what we got confirmed and everything like that. I couldn't hear him at all, so hopefully okay, there we go. All right, finally back to the down interview. Let's head back to there. So welcome to the down interview. I'm joined with the first ever two-time Ace of Axis, Rob Kamen. And Rob,
before you go any further, can you just repeat that, please?
You're really gonna
I'm sorry to do that to you, but
you're really gonna have me
Okay.
There he is.
Yep. Gotta love it, man. Got to love it. Anyways.
I hate to see.
Okay, we can actually do this without a goddamn interruption this time. Technical difficulties. That'd be amazing. So, Rob, immediately, how are you feeling at the moment? You must be on cloud 9 right now.
Cloud 9 doesn't even cover Travis, to be honest with you. I mean, it's clear that I was able to do what I said I would do weeks ago. And you saw it for yourself tonight. It was threefold. Number one, I got a shot to get at the man who practically stole a man's opportunity to defend the title. Number two, I got back the Ace of Axis Championship. And number three, I exposed the pendejo, Fidel De La Rosa III, for the coward and the fraud that he is.
Well, now you're the champion, but you know, as the champion, no, there's no time to rest. Because now your next challenge has been named, and we've all known who it was going to be since the Lone Star Rumble. Mr. Blackson. Now, I don't think you two have ever actually faced off in the middle of a ring before, but something tells me you've been anticipating fighting him for quite some time now.
To put it bluntly, hell yes. I have been relishing competition of his caliber. I've seen his work. I've known of him for years. And the fact that I finally get a chance to be across the ring from him, it's gonna make it all the more sweeter when I'm the guy that finally hands him a loss. Because it's gonna happen.
Well, obviously earlier tonight, we did hear that Fidel De La Rosa does have a rematch, but we'll get to that soon. He was also named as the Axis representative for the EWTB Championship match. Have you had any thoughts about that?
At this point, I'm 3-0 against Fidel De La Rosa. Does it really matter how many times he comes at me? The result will be the same. If he does choose to go after me and the Ace of Axis before the EWTB Championship, so be it. But the result will be no different.
Well, let's assume that. Well, actually, we don't even have to worry about if it's you holding the title or not, because I just need to know what's next for Rob Kamen going into season 3 of Axis Wrestling next year. Not the off season, like once we come back officially for season 3 next year in April.
Funny you should ask me that, because I've heard the rumblings backstage earlier on the show. And I want to address the elephant in the room, and that is a certain member of Bravo 6. He had quite a bit to say about me, did he not?
He did bring you up. I wouldn't necessarily say he had a lot to say, but he did bring you up.
All I needed to know. Well, this goes to him and anyone else that even dares to step to me for this belt. Now that I've got it back, I've got a vice grip on it. This goes for Liam Mercer. This goes for Gustav Volz. This goes for Fidel De La Rosa. The heck, this goes to anyone who wants a shot at this belt. I say this to anyone who steps across the ring from me. Bring everything, or don't bother showing up. Because now that I have made history as the first ever 2-time champion of the Ace of Axis division, I'm not letting go of this belt anytime soon. I fought hard to get this belt back, and it's gonna take a lot more than any of you have to take it from me. And that is not a threat, it's not a promise, it's not even a spoiler. That, gentlemen, is an absolute.
Well, Rob, there's a lot going on. I'm sure there's a lot going on in your head when it comes to Fidel, when it comes to Mr. Blackson, when it comes to what's next for you next year. But right now, I just want to wish you best of luck going into World War X. I know that you're not the kind of guy to be nervous. You got nerves of steel. If anything, you're probably more prepared than ever, and I'm really looking forward to that match with you and Mr. Blackson. Main event of day 1 of World War X. Wishing you the best of luck, man.
Yes, sir. Main event came in. Someone hashtag that. Feel free to do so. And one final thought before I leave.
Go right ahead, man.
I just want to reiterate what I just said a few moments ago. And I mean what I say when I said that. Anyone that dares to step to me, bring it. Bring it all. Especially you, Mr. Mercer. Oh yeah, I heard you mention me earlier. You told everyone, including me, to watch my 6. Well, there's a saying in the culture I come from. If you stay ready, you never have to get ready. So don't worry about me watching my 6. You just better be you. Just be sure that you and the rest of the Bravos watch yours. And one final thought. To my understanding, Mr. Christian Blake had a lot going on with our boss. Disrespectfully, CP, I'll say this. You're not even fit to tie the man's boots. So I look forward to Don Frost handing you a loss. And to the rest of the locker room, you want to aim at me? Make sure you don't miss. It has begun.
One final question, Rob. Then we're gonna end it right there, because I'm sure this is something that a lot of people are talking about. Lots of things that people are wondering. Lots of names being thrown around with this. Have you given any thought at all to who you want your opponent to be at One Shot? You're one of the all-stars. You get to handpick your opponent, signed or unsigned. Is there any update on that?
It was a very tough decision, but I have finally made one. This man really needs no introduction here. He has been mentioned throughout the annals of Axis for many months now. He recently made his return in the New Horizons Gauntlet, if I'm not mistaken. But he's known as a Godzilla of sorts.
Oh.
Who happens to be Samoan.
So, basically, you're saying right now,
yes,
you're calling out Joey Steen for One Shot.
I've been wanting to face him for a long time.
Well,
I've said when I came here I wanted to face the best, and he is one of the best.
Well, he is the current EWTB champion.
Interesting. Joey, anytime you want to make this official, I'm here.
Well, Rob, thank you for your time. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the final Beyond the Horizons of the season. There will not be one for World War X. There will not be one for any of the off-season shows. Next time you see Beyond the Horizons, it's going to be when we come back with Season 3 in May. Well, April, I meant. When April rolls around, it's going to be big. That's all I can really say. But thank you all for tuning in tonight for the final Beyond the Horizons of the season, of the year. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Travis Marks. Thank you all for tuning in to Night City Madness, and thank you all for tuning in to Beyond the Horizons. We'll see you at World War X.